What if I told you that the life you're dreaming of, the version of you that's healed, abundant and free, already exists? Not as a possibility, not as a potential, but as a reality, waiting in a dimension you can't yet see. You see, we've been taught that time is linear, that the past is behind us, the present is now, and the future is somewhere ahead, distant, uncertain, unreachable. But modern physics is revealing something extraordinary, something that ancient mystics have whispered for millennia. Time is an illusion, and the future you desire isn't being created, it's being accessed. Think about that for a moment. Every version of you, every timeline, every outcome, every dream exists simultaneously in what quantum physicists call the unified field, the field of infinite possibilities. And right now, in this very moment, you are standing at the intersection of all timelines. The question isn't whether your future exists. The question is, which frequency are you tuning into? Because here's the truth that will change everything. You are not moving through time. Time is moving through you. And when you understand how to collapse the quantum wave of possibility into the reality you desire, you stop waiting for your future. You start living it. Today, we're going to explore the illusion of time through the lens of quantum physics and spiritual wisdom. We're going to understand why your dream life already exists in the quantum field. And most importantly, we're going to learn how to access it. Right here, right now. Stay with me, because what you're about to discover will shift your entire perception of reality. Let's start with what we've been taught. In classical physics, the world of Newton and mechanical thinking, time is absolute. It flows in one direction, past, present, future, like a river that can never be crossed twice. We believe we are passengers on this river, carried forward by an invisible current we cannot control. This belief has shaped our entire relationship with manifestation. We set goals for the future. We wait for things to happen. We believe change takes time. But here's where everything changes. In 1905, Albert Einstein shattered this illusion with his theory of relativity. He proved that time is not absolute. It's relative. It bends, stretches, and contracts depending on velocity and gravity. Two people moving at different speeds experience time differently. Time, Einstein showed us, is not a fixed reality. It's a dimension, a coordinate in the fabric of space-time. And if time is a dimension like height, width, and depth, then all moments exist simultaneously. The past is not gone. The future is not yet to come. They're all here, existing in different coordinates of the space-time continuum. Think of it like a film reel. Every frame of the movie exists at once, beginning, middle, and end, even though you only see one frame at a time as it passes through the projector. Your life is that film reel, and your consciousness is the projector. What you focus on, what you vibrate with, determines which frame appears on the screen of your reality. This isn't metaphor, this is physics. Now let's go deeper, into the quantum realm, the level of reality where matter becomes energy, particles become waves, and the laws of classical physics dissolve into pure possibility. In quantum mechanics, there's a principle called superposition. It states that a particle exists in all possible states simultaneously until it is observed. The famous double-slit experiment proved this. When scientists sent a single photon through two slits, it behaved as a wave, passing through both slits at once, creating an interference pattern. But here's what's extraordinary. The moment they observed which slit the photon went through, it collapsed into a single state. It became a particle. It chose one path. The act of observation collapsed the wave of infinite possibilities into a single reality. Let that sink in. Your observation, your consciousness, determines which possibility becomes real. And if a photon exists in all possible states until observed, what does that say about your life? Every version of you exists in superposition. The you who is abundant, the you who is healthy, the you who is living your soul's purpose, the you who is deeply loved. They all exist simultaneously in the quantum field. And the version that manifests in your physical reality is determined by where you place your consciousness, by what you observe, by what you expect, by what you resonate with. Quantum physicist John Wheeler said it perfectly. We are participators in bringing into being not only the near and here, but the far away and long ago. You are not a passive observer of your life. You are the creator. And your future is not being built brick by brick in linear time. It's being selected from infinite possibilities that already exist. Let's explore an even more profound concept. In modern physics, there's a model called the block universe, also known as eternalism. This theory suggests that past, present, and future all exist simultaneously in a four-dimensional block of space-time. From this perspective, time doesn't flow. It simply is. Every moment, from the Big Bang to the end of the universe, exists as a fixed point in the space-time continuum. And here's the beautiful paradox. Even though all moments exist simultaneously, your consciousness moves through them, experiencing them sequentially. You are like a spotlight moving through a dark room filled with furniture. The furniture, all moments in time, is always there, but you only illuminate, experience one piece at a time. This means the future you desire is not being constructed. It's already there, waiting in the darkness. And the key to accessing it is moving your spotlight of consciousness. Physicist Carlo Rovelli writes, "The distinction between past, present, and future is only a stubbornly persistent illusion." So why does this matter for manifestation? Because if your desired future already exists, you don't need to create it through force, struggle, or endless action. You need to align with it. You need to become the vibrational match to the timeline where it exists, and you do that through consciousness, energy, and frequency. Now we arrive at the bridge between science and spirit, the practical application of these quantum principles. Creative visualization. When you visualize your desired future with emotion, clarity, and presence, you are not daydreaming. You are observing a reality in the quantum field. And according to quantum mechanics, observation collapses the wave function. It selects a timeline. It makes the invisible visible. But here's the key most people miss. Your visualization must be accompanied by the feeling of the wish fulfilled, because feeling is frequency, and frequency is the language of the quantum field. Neuroscientist Dr. Joe Dispenza explains, when you combine a clear intention with an elevated emotion, you're sending a signal into the field that's louder than any circumstance in your life. Let's break this down. Your brain doesn't know the difference between a real experience and a vividly imagined one. When you visualize with full sensory detail, seeing, feeling, hearing, tasting the reality you desire, your brain releases the same neurochemicals as if it were actually happening. Your body responds, your cells respond, your energy field responds. You begin to embody the frequency of that future reality. And when you embody it, you call it forth, because like attracts like. This is the law of resonance, the tuning fork principle. When one tuning fork vibrates, another tuning fork of the same frequency begins to vibrate in response, even without physical contact. Your consciousness is a tuning fork, and when you vibrate at the frequency of your desired future, that timeline begins to resonate with you. It moves toward you, or rather, you move toward it through the quantum field. This understanding isn't new. Ancient spiritual traditions have known this truth for thousands of years. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna tells Arjuna, "For the soul there is neither birth nor death. It is not slain when the body is slain. Beyond time, it exists eternally. The Tao Te Ching teaches, the Tao that can be told is not the eternal Tao. The name that can be named is not the eternal name. The nameless is the beginning of heaven and earth. In other words, ultimate reality exists beyond the constructs of language, form, and time. Mystics enter the timeless through meditation, prayer, and presence. They access states of consciousness where past and future dissolve into the eternal now. This is what Jesus meant when he said, "Before Abraham was, I am." Not I was, not I will be, I am. Present tense, eternal existence. And when you understand this, when you realize that you are also an eternal being, an expression of infinite consciousness, you stop identifying with the limited self that is bound by time. You start identifying with the timeless self, the self that exists beyond birth and death, beyond past and future. The self that is pure awareness, pure presence, pure possibility. And from that state of consciousness, you can access any timeline, any reality, any version of yourself, because you are no longer confined by the illusion of linear time. Here's where many people get stuck. They visualize, they affirm, they set intentions. But deep down, they don't believe it's possible. They carry doubt. They carry the frequency of lack, of not yet, of someday. And so they remain tuned to the timeline of waiting, because belief is the filter through which consciousness collapses possibility. If you don't believe your desired future exists, your observation won't collapse that particular wave function. You'll keep collapsing the wave function of your current reality, the one that matches your belief. This is why Jesus repeatedly said, "According to your faith, it is done unto you." Whatever you ask in prayer, believe that you have received it, and it will be yours. Notice the tense. Have received, not will receive. Past tense, because in the quantum field it's already done. Your faith, your belief is the bridge between the invisible and the visible, between the quantum potential and the physical manifestation. And here's the beautiful truth. You don't need to know how it will happen. You don't need to figure out the path. Your job is simply to hold the frequency, to believe, to expect, to know that what you desire already exists, and it is finding its way to you through pathways your logical mind cannot yet perceive. Now let's talk about coherence. This is where science and spirituality merge in the most beautiful way. The HeartMath Institute has conducted decades of research on the electromagnetic field of the heart. They've discovered that the heart generates an electromagnetic field 5,000 times stronger than the brain. And when your heart and brain are in coherence, when your thoughts and feelings are aligned, you create a powerful electromagnetic signal that radiates into the quantum field. This is the state of heart-brain coherence. It's the state where you're not just thinking about your desire, you're feeling it. Where your mind holds the vision and your heart holds the emotion. This is the state of manifestation mastery, because coherence amplifies your signal, makes you a clear, focused transmitter, and the quantum field responds to clarity. It responds to coherence. It responds to the unwavering knowing that what you desire is already yours. Think of it like tuning a radio. When there's static, when your thoughts say yes but your emotions say no, you get interference. You get mixed signals. The field doesn't know which frequency to respond to. But when you're in coherence, the signal is clear, the transmission is pure, and the response is inevitable. So how do you actually do this? How do you access the future that already exists? The answer is deceptively simple. Live from the end. This is the teaching of Neville Goddard, one of the greatest manifestation teachers of the 20th century. He said, "Assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled and observe the route that your attention follows. Living from the end means you stop living in the energy of wanting, wishing, and hoping. You start living in the energy of having. You ask yourself, how would I feel if my desire was already manifest? How would I think? How would I speak? How would I move through my day?" And then you embody that state. Not as pretending, not as fake it till you make it, but as a genuine shift in identity. Because in the quantum field, that version of you already exists. You're not becoming someone new. You're remembering who you've always been. You're aligning with the frequency of the timeline where your desire is already real. And as you sustain that frequency, your external reality begins to reorganize. Opportunities appear. Synchronicities multiply. Doors open. People show up. The universe conspires, not because you forced it, but because you allowed it. You became the vibrational match. Here's the moment of revelation, the truth that changes everything. You are not in time. Time is in you. You are not a body moving through a timeline. You are consciousness, infinite, eternal, unbounded, experiencing different points of focus within the hologram of space-time. Every possible version of your life exists right now in the quantum field. The version where you're thriving, the version where you're struggling, the version where you've already achieved everything you desire, and the version you experience is the one you tune into with your consciousness, with your thoughts, with your emotions, with your beliefs, with your energy. This means you are not at the mercy of time. You are the master of it, not in the sense of controlling it, but in the sense of transcending it. When you enter the state of presence, the eternal now, you step outside the river of time. You rise above it, and from that elevated perspective you can reach into any point of the river and pull forth the reality you choose. This is what the great sages meant by enlightenment. It's not about escaping life. It's about seeing through the illusion, seeing that you are not confined by the past, not limited by the present, not waiting for the future. You are the infinite observer, the eternal witness, the creative force. And when you realize this, truly realize it, your entire relationship with manifestation shifts. You stop striving, you start being, you stop chasing, you start attracting, you stop waiting for your life to begin. You realize it's already here, in this breath, in this moment, in the infinite now. So where do you go from here? How do you take this cosmic understanding and ground it into your daily life? Here's your invitation. Every morning, before the world pulls you into the illusion of linear time, sit in stillness, close your eyes and ask yourself, what future am I tuning into today? Then visualize, not as a distant goal, but as a present reality that already exists in the quantum field. Feel it, taste it, breathe it. Let every cell of your body resonate with the frequency of that timeline. And then, here's the key, carry that frequency with you throughout your day. Let it inform your choices, your words, your actions, your energy. Live from the end, not because you're pretending, but because you know. You know that version of you already exists. And every moment you sustain that knowing, you collapse the quantum wave. You bridge the invisible and the visible. You become the living proof that the future is not ahead of you, it's within you. Remember, the universe is not a mechanism. It's a living, conscious field of infinite intelligence, and it's not responding to your words. It's responding to your vibration. So raise your frequency, Align with the timeline of your highest potential and trust that what you seek is already seeking you. Because in the quantum field, there is no distance, there is no delay, there is only resonance. And when you resonate with your dream, it must manifest, not someday, not eventually, now, in the eternal, infinite, magnificent now. This is your power. This is your truth. This is your time. Or rather, this is your timelessness. Step into it, own it, be it, and watch as the universe bends, shifts, and reorganizes itself to match the reality you've been holding in your heart all along. The future you desire already exists. Now you know how to access it. Go forth and collapse the wave. Become the master of your quantum destiny. And remember, you are not limited by time. You are infinite.